Good morning, everyone. My name is Zelf. Zelf Stoveworks, bplight.com. This morning, we're going to do a little side-by-side test with the Whitebox stove made by Bill Ballo and the Cobalt stove made by Zelf. The difference between the two stoves is Bill Ballo's stove is a two-piece stove. The one that I make, the Cobalt, is a one-piece stove. The temperature right now is 8 degrees. These materials have been sitting out here for approximately an hour. We're going to be using denatured alcohol, and we're going to be testing the amount of time it takes for the stove to bloom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour these fuels in, 1 ounce per stove. The Cobalt stove has an ignition wick. Yeah, so much for matches, huh? These matches have been out here too conditioned. You can tell, they're affected by moisture in the air. What we're going to do, we're going to use a little stick here to light up these two stoves. The ignition wick on the Cobalt, and the stick on fire down inside the Whitebox stove. You can watch the clock in the background and see how many seconds or how many minutes it's going to take for these two stoves to come into bloom at 8 degrees. Northern Illinois. Nice day to be outside in my unheated greenhouse. That's where these tests are being taken place. Both stoves are now burning pretty good. The Cobalt is starting to bloom out. At this point in time, you could actually have your pot sitting over the top of it, something like in that fashion, not wasting any of the heat. You can see how much faster the Cobalt blooms because it's been wicketized. There's fiberglass wick inside the double wall of the stove. These side burner stoves start to bloom and get ready to heat your water or to melt snow, whatever the case might be. Now we can see the Whitebox stove comes into bloom. We're using denatured alcohol. That's recommended by Bill Ballo. It's good to use that. We can see the color of the flames. A lot of you folks out there might think that I've got old fuel because it's burning in the yellow mode. That old fuel thing is something that a lot of stove makers use when people have problems with their stove. They say, oh, you're using bad fuel. Not bad fuel. It's just the way these side burner stoves react to denatured alcohol. You might get a blend of denatured alcohol that doesn't burn with the orange flame. I've heard people say that their denatured alcohol burns just fine. Well, I can tell you that the denatured alcohol that I buy is of a blend made by, I've actually used several of them. One by Ace Hardware Store, one by Sunnyside, and it's fresh fuel. Nothing wrong with it.